Hey everyone, welcome back today with another Motivation Monday video. If you're new, wouldn't mind subscribing, that would mean a lot to me. If you're not new, you know the drill. Give video a thumbs up, comment, share, you know the drill. But anyway, another video on Motivation Monday. Sometimes it's hard to get motivated on a Monday, but anyway, I did a short little quote of the day on a short week or so ago, and it was, let's see if I can remember the quote. It's okay to not be okay. And that's kind of like, I know a lot of us deal with certain things in our lives and certain situations, like many of us, depression or anxiety or PTSD or just whatever, we all, I feel like most of us do, and more people that most of us think. And you never know what's going through someone's mind when you're talking to them. You never know what's going on in their lives. It's some random stranger. You go to the cash register and you don't know if they're having a bad day. You don't know, and maybe they are, and maybe they're suffering from something. And I've never personally been clinically diagnosed with anything, but I've been doing a lot of reading on some of the topics and reading some motivation books and stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure I've got most of them. I'm pretty sure I've got depression, anxiety, PTSD, ADD. I probably have all of them. And it's something I don't usually talk about necessarily to really anybody, even those that are really close to me. I just kind of, when I have my little moments, I just kind of isolate myself from the world, from everybody, from friends, family, everyone. And I think it's cost me some relationships and some friendships, and it's and I can even tell just the short time I've been remarried, I can kind of tell maybe it's been affecting that a little bit even. Because I isolate myself, and it's like, and I tend to get very testy when someone talks to me, and maybe it's anger. Maybe I just need some anger management classes. Who knows? Maybe like I said, I don't know. It could be a combination of any of them or all of them combined. I don't know. But it's one of those things where I just, and I'm not saying isolate yourself. I'm not telling you what to do. This is more of a what not to do. Don't isolate yourself. Find someone to talk to. I finally talked to my wife about it because we were, I was having a moment, and I was just kind of isolating myself, and I wasn't talking, and she got a little upset with me on it, and we ended up talking about it, and I explained to her what was going on, and I think that, having that will help, because now she knows what I'm dealing with, and she knows that, don't necessarily take me seriously when I'm like that. But the important thing is find someone to talk to. I never talk to really anybody. This is like my wife, and now you guys that are watching this video are the only time I've really talked about it to anybody. And it's really, I think it's helped a ton, even just talking to my wife. It helped me figure out how to deal with it so much. And it's one of those, if you're suffering from it, we get it. Find someone to talk to about it. That's just the thing, is and because I know that, like I said, most of you watching this, maybe not everybody, but most people that are watching this, most people, period, suffer from something. Whether it's just one or both or all, but the important thing is you don't let it get to you, and you find someone that can talk to you about it. Because you know what, if you talk to somebody, you could be helping them too. And that's the thing, is it's okay to not be okay all the time, and it's okay to go through that. Like I said, we all do. It's just a way of managing to cope with it. And the way I've done it, like I said, I've lost friends, I've lost relationships, I've even lost family members over certain things like this, and it sucks, but life does go on. And if you're one of those, and I've had thoughts of suicide. I've never gone more than just a thought, because I know that I usually come to my senses and realize that there are people out there that need me around. My kids, I've still got young kids, and they need me around. So it's like suicide is not an option, and it shouldn't be an option. Don't be, there's no reason to go that far. It's not, suicide is never the best solution to the problem. It never is. It's, it's just, you just don't need to go there. I was reading Unbreakable. It's a very highly recommended book, Unbreakable by Jay Glazer. He talks about living in the gray, and he talks about some things, and it's like, because he goes through it a lot, and he uses joking around and things like that to cope with, and that's a good thing. But I lost my train of thought. But okay, one thing he talks about in there is that really hits home to me is how many people that actually committed suicide wish they could have a second chance, wish they could go back and have a redo and not do it, because they get it. If you're a believer in God and a believer in afterlife or whatnot, how many suicide people do you think got up there after they were done committing their suicide and were happy about it? We're like, yes, I'm done. This is something that Jay Glazer talks about in his book. And how many of them would wish they could have a do-over, wish they could come back and do it over and not do it because of all the trouble that they caused? And maybe you may think that that's the only solution, and that it may ease your pain or whatever, but you're really causing more problems to the rest of the world. I mean, the people that care about you, even the people that don't even know you. Like right now, they're having a big deal about banning guns and gun deaths and gun violence and this, but they're using suicide numbers to try and get those to try and use those against those that are pro-gun and pro-Second Amendment. They're trying to use suicide deaths as gun deaths and gun violence, and trying to use those numbers as a reason or as a way to help them get their gun bans. And it's not right, it's not cool, but they do it. And so you're affecting everyone by committing suicide, especially if it's by gun. Either way, you don't need to do that. It's not worth it, because I guarantee when you get up there, over there, down there, wherever it is you believe you go when you die, to the other side, you're gonna wish that you could do it again. You're gonna wish you could have a do-over and not go through with it, because you're gonna see all the people that cared about you crying and hurt, and you're gonna wish you could take it all back. But anyway, again, I can't say we all, but a lot of us suffer from it, and you don't know You know, when you walk up to somebody that you've never met at the grocery store, or the cashier at the order taker at the restaurant, or whatever, the server, they could be having a moment, and they're just there, and they're just doing their thing, and they're trying to make it through, and they're trying to deal with it, and try not to be too hard on them. You know, if they're having a bad day, you know, try not to be too hard on them, because you never know. You never know what that person's gonna do if you give them a hard time. You know, they're already having a hard time. That, you know, depression and anxiety, it sucks. You think that everybody's out to get you. Everyone's against you and out to get you, and you just trying to make it through, and then you have somebody else that comes in that you've never even met, and they're just a jerk to you. Then you're like, yeah, that kind of confirms it. Nobody cares. Even those that don't know me don't care, and it's tough. It's, you know, it makes life difficult when, you know. So just know that whether you go through it or not, whether you suffer from it or not, just know that there are people out there that do, and they might be having a really tough time. And sometimes dealing with those tough times is difficult, and when somebody just gives them a hard time, sometimes that makes it even worse. So all I ask is just, you know, I'm not trying to take the side of be kind, you know, care about feelings, because it's facts over feelings. I'm not the type that's gonna change who I am just for the sake of not hurting your feelings. But just understand that sometimes people go through things, and sometimes people are having, you know, a tough time, and some people suffer from things that you may not realize, and I can assure you that it's more people than you think. That random stranger that's comes to you at your work, or that random stranger that you walk up to at the grocery store, or they could be having a bad day, and you never know, what you say to them could be a trigger for them to go do something, because they're just at the end of their fuse, and you don't know it. You're just going about your day in the grocery store, and they're having a tough time and tough day, and then they say something, and you just go off on them. That could be their final straw, their final trigger to go and do something. I mean, I'm not saying you have to care about everyone's feelings, because, you know, everybody has their own opinion, and, you know, some people, you know, they use their, oh, you hurt my feelings too much, and I get it, but, you know, there is still that respect. That's more of what it is. It's a respect them. Show a little respect to people. And if you're suffering, if you suffer from it, don't get all jumpy if somebody gets on you. You know, same thing. Don't take it seriously. If you're having a bad day and somebody walks up and they don't know you're having a bad day and they go off on you, don't use that as your last trigger. Use that as motivation. I'm going to show the world. Anyway, starting to ramble. I do that. If you've seen my videos, you tend to know that, but I just needed to talk even just talking to the phone while I'm driving to work, talking to whoever's watching. If this helps anybody, even one person, then I feel like this is a good video. But anyway, that's what I got. I'm at work now, gotta run in, but be kind, and don't go do something stupid if somebody's not kind to you. And don't change who you are. But if you need help, find someone to talk to. Don't isolate yourself. Isolating yourself, it hasn't really worked for me much. I mean, it's worked, but I've lost a lot of possibly potential good friends and good family members, and good relationships with people over just isolating and not talking about it, not bringing it up, and just, so. And then I look at it as, well, I'd rather have a couple of good friends than a whole bunch of bad ones. Yeah, I get that, but it's just one of those things where some of those people I pushed away because of my issues that I have, maybe life would be different. Not that I'm disappointed with life, but I don't know. Like I said, I've been through a lot. I'm sure you've been through a lot. But anyway, again, starting to ramble again. That's the video. Appreciate you watching. Love all of you. Y'all are the reason why I do this and can keep doing this, because if I didn't have even the few subscribers that I do have and the few viewers that I do get, there wouldn't be a point to doing this. So hopefully there's at least someone out there that can benefit from what I talked about. I know I will, and that's the most important thing, I guess, is that I benefit from these conversations. But hopefully somebody out there benefits. Anyway, like, subscribe, share, you know the drill, and I will catch you next time.